We now know that 3 young girls were attacked by the same now convicted sexual predator. The school board has failed each of these young girls and their families every step of the way. My name is Scott Smith. I'm here today as a father and a taxpayer. And like all of you, I want a future where our children are safe at school and not sexualized, politicized, and radicalized. 18 months ago, I was arrested at a Loudoun County School Board meeting. I was restrained, tackled, and charged with disorderly conduct and slandered in the media across the world. But my real crime was voicing my concerns as a parent and standing up for my family and my community. In May 2021, my daughter was sexually assaulted at her school in her female bathroom by a boy wearing a skirt. As any parent can understand, this was a painful and devastating time for our family. This should have never happened and could have been prevented. I went to the school board meeting to speak up for my daughter and to get some answers that we deserved. But instead of putting her safety and our safety of other students first, the Loudoun County School Board tried to hide the facts and protect their administrators at all costs. We now know that 3 young girls were attacked by the same now convicted sexual predator. The school board has failed each of these young girls and their families every step of the way and continues to do this every day to this very day. A special grand jury report ordered by our new governor, Governor Glenn Youngkin, released last year, confirmed the board's lack of transparency and failures to the district's families. Yet the school board still refuses to be transparent and take accountability. To this day, nothing. 2 weeks ago, LCPS officials voted against releasing the redacted report of the independent review that they did, and they told us that they would be transparent with it, but they refused to release it. This is an insult to every parent in the district. It disrupts the trust that we have and keeps the community from healing. No family deserves to be treated this way. Parents deserve answers. We deserve transparency. We have the right. Our children belong to us, the parents. We are not so-called domestic terrorists. We are loving parents who are committing to promoting the well-being and safety of our kids and their education to become smart and make good things for themselves. I came here today to share our family's story in the hopes that we can prevent other parents from living through the same nightmare. Thanks. My question is, how will the Parents' Bill of Rights introduced today help protect students like my daughter's privacy and ensure parents are updated on violent activity at school? This would have prevented a lot.
Before we go, I watched you on TV that day, and I want you to know every parent in America stood with you.
Thank you.
And thank you for standing there. Thank you for being here. Would you guys like to take this?
Sure. Thank you. First, I'm so sorry that you and your family, your daughter, any parent would have to go through that. What happened in Loudoun County was outrageous and continues to be outrageous. And I share the speaker's sentiment that we were with you then, we're with you now. With specific emphasis on the knowledge of violent activity that happens in the school. That's a very important part of the Parents' Bill of Rights, because anytime, this is why I said in my opening remarks that it's kind of out of, it's in disbelief that we even have to put this in, the language in, that would ask or tell schools to notify parents when something violent happens in the school, that they would be required to tell parents I would kind of hope they would just do that anyway, at a general good practice for the safety and well-being of their students. But the Parents' Bill of Rights Act, it does require students to notify their parents of violent activity. There's a specific section under Section 104 that talks about the right to information about violent activity in the child's school and timely notification of any violent activity. Again, I think this is the absolute least we can do, something schools should be doing anyway. I'm so grateful that it's part of the Parents' Bill of Rights, and I'm just very sorry that you had to go through, and your family and your daughter had to go through what you did. But I thank you for sharing your story and standing up for your family as any of us would, and we'll include that as a safety precaution for students moving forward that don't have to go through that again.
Thank you.
And Mr. Smith, you asked about privacy too, and I too, everybody on the stage, everybody in this room is with you, and it's an outrage what happened to your family, and then to be arrested just for calling the fact that my daughter was assaulted truly is an outrage, and every parent's nightmare relived over and over. But let me tell you, and I got to say hello to you, and I got to Jessica. You're filming on the phone right now, and thank you for your courage of continuing to fight. I can tell you this. I can tell you, you and Loudoun County, your story in Loudoun County are part of the foundation of why we are here today. Your story that should never be repeated ever again. Everybody's story, the Rona getting suspended, Nicole getting sued, the questions about just transparency are all outrage. But to be arrested for coming forward as you did truly weighs on all of our hearts. Privacy. Let me tell you what we're doing. Privacy. We're first of all saying schools aren't going to sell kids information or information about kids. Parents, when schools systems develop their standards on privacy, what those will be going forward. Parents, there needs to be at least a parent part of that procedure going forward. There needs to be permission granted before medical exams or whatever it is you're doing physically to a kid. Parents need to say yes, need to be asked, and we shouldn't allow our schools. But let me tell you what really is disturbing. And you would think, once again, why do we want to put that in there? There is never a time when a teacher should tell a student, let's keep this between ourselves. Let's not tell your parents what we're doing or how this is going down. Never. I can never think. And this bill says, no, we're not going to allow that going forward. Parents are not going to be kept in the dark. Parents are going to be part of the education process going forward. One last thing. When we talked, you said that you were looking possibly at other states. I want you to know Florida would welcome you. We would love to have you in the free state of Florida.
Thank you a lot.